Hello, this is Rochelle, your instructor again. I'm here to talk to you about how your grade is calculated. So what you're going to be graded on. So if we look here, your grade includes 5 different categories. Study skills assignments, which you will receive kind of through messaging is probably the easiest way to think about it. You're going to have to You can either log on to Canvas or click on a link that I'm going to message you. The remaining items, well, the certified lessons, the pre-tests, and the tests are all done online in the Hawks courseware. The midterm and the final will be done on the courseware, but you'll need to be on campus in the testing center in order to complete it. I might sneeze here. Now, the study skills assignments are part of your grade. It's only 5% of your grade. And I say here that it can be accessed through my website, but I'm also going to post them on Canvas. There are going to be 3 assignments. They're going to be due as noted on the calendar in the to-do list. I believe it's going to be 3 Tuesdays in a row that they'll be due. And you're just going to have to do some reading, possibly do a little bit of work, and then for each assignment, you're going to just email me via the Hawks messaging software, and you're just going to email me some answers to some questions, a paragraph or so for each of them. So not a whole lot of work involved in there, but you're going to be learning about some study skills, which is really important. The certifies are worth 20% of your grade, and these are kind of your daily homework lessons in somewhat. Okay? You can get 100% on a certify as long as you finish it on time. Now, within the certify, you could actually miss some problems, and you'll see the strikes, and I'll talk about what those are when we go over how to use the software. But as long as you finish the certify by midnight on the due date, you'll get 100% on it. And you can retake the certify as many times as you want. So I usually expect that people get 100% in this category as long as they're, staying on top of things. The pre-test assignments, those are worth, I believe, I'm just looking back, 5% of your grade. They will disappear after their deadline, so you're going to want to make sure you take those. These are basically your practice tests for your tests and your midterm and your final. They can be taken at home, online, they can be paused, and you can take them as many times as you want. Basically, if you can take this test without any notes and be successful on it, then you're ready for your test. There's no password, and again, you can take it on any computer and take it as many times as you want. Now, tests, there's going to be 3 chapter tests, and there'll be a midterm and a final. The chapter tests can be taken any time before the deadline, and you're ready for one once you've finished every section in that chapter and you finish the pretest with at least a 70%. You have to get a 70% on the pretest in order to take the test, which is really what you want to do, right? Because if you get at least a 70%, that means you're ready for the test. If you get somewhere below there, then that might be what you're going to do on your test. You're not allowed to use any notes or email or friends or anything during your test. But you do need to send me a message to get the password for the test. And you will have a time limit on each test, which is 60 minutes. So you're going to want to make sure you have the time to complete it once you start it. It can be taken at any computer. And again, there's no notes or websites or friends allowed during a test. You're on your honor system for that. Now, the midterm and the final, each are worth 20% of your grade, and they are taken they look very similar to tests. They're slightly longer, not very much, maybe by about 4 or 5 questions, but they're taken in the testing center. On Hawks, you'll get the password from the testing center staff, and you'll get some paper to show your work. The benefit of that work is that I will read over that stuff, and if you have all the problems numbered and everything, I can see if you've earned any partial credit on the test. So make sure you're writing your work when you're taking your test. what else do I want to say about it? The midterm exam, it will contain, instead of having a chapter 2 exam, we have the midterm exam. It will cover chapter 2 and a few questions from chapter 1. The testing center will provide you with the calculator that you're allowed to use. Basically, you're just going to be able to go in there with a pencil or pen. They'll provide you with the paper and your calculator. There'll be a 90-minute limit on this exam, and then the exam will shut off. If you want to take it early, all you have to do is send me an email, and you'll be able to go into the testing center and take your exam early. I just need a heads up so I can pick up the test. Otherwise, there'll be 2 dates where you're allowed to take the exam. Those will be highlighted in the calendar, in Canvas, and I'll also send out messages, as well as in Hawks. The final exam works much the same way. You'll have 90 minutes to complete this. There's no notes or anything allowed. You can bring your own calculator in this time. And it's also taken in the Assessment and Testing Center. Similarly, you may take your final exam early. You could get done with this class early in the quarter if you want to. And again, you just have to send me an email. Otherwise, there'll again be 2 days. Those 2 days are typically study day and the first day of finals. Okay. And you'll need to go in and take your exam there. This is the last portion of your grade. So as usual, just email me if you have any questions. It's been a pleasure telling you about your grade.